Yes, Sejal, start.
Good evening, everyone. This is Shifa Anjum. I am looking forward to talking with you today about absorption, coefficient, and its measurement. In our group, the participants are Sejal, Shifa Anjum, Shreya Dubey, Shreya Nair, Shruti Agarwal, and Siddhant Prasad. This presentation is made by Sejal, and the presenters are Shifa, Shreya, Shruti, and Siddhant. The topic is divided into five parts. The introductory part, absorption coefficient and some materials, principle of sound absorption and its capability to absorb sound, and some of the measurements. Now let's get started. Over to Shreya.
Thank you, Shifa. Now let's start with the first topic, that is the introduction to sound absorption coefficient. It describes the intensity attenuation of light passing through a material. It can be understood as the sum of absorption cross sections per unit volume of material for an optical process. It is the ratio of absorbed energy to the incident energy and is represented by alpha. If the acoustic energy can be absorbed entirely, then alpha is equal to 1. In the next slide, the absorption coefficient of some common materials at different frequencies are shown, such as in brick, the absorption coefficient is 0.03 for frequencies 125 Hz, 250 Hz, and 500 Hz, whereas 0.04 and 0.05 for frequencies 1000 Hz and 2000 Hz respectively. Also, in marble, it is 0.01 for frequencies 125 Hz, 250 Hz, 500 Hz, and 1000 Hz. But for frequency 2000 Hz, it is zero point 0.2. Moving on to the next topic, sound absorption principle. Sound is created by the vibration of the substance and is spread by sound wave produced through the sympathetic vibration of the medium. And when it spreads, part of it is gradually medium, and when it spreads, and part of it is diffused and part of it is weakened. When the sound wave meets the surface of material, part of it is reflected, part of it passes through the material, and part of it is transferred to the material. Our next topic is about sound absorption capability. There are six frequencies: 125 Hz, 250 Hz, 500 Hz, 1000 Hz, 2000 Hz, and 4000 Hz. Any material is capable of absorbing sound. If the average sound coefficient to the above stated six frequencies, alpha, is bigger than zero point 0.2, the material is called absorbing material. Hard, smooth, and heavy materials have weaker sound absorption, whereas rough, loose, and soft porous materials have better sound absorbing performance. Now over to Shruti.
Thank you, Shreya. So, as you can see in the diagram, the sound wave incident on the acoustic material, some of the energy get absorbed, some get transmitted, and rest get reflected. Now, moving on to the methods of measurement of sound absorption coefficient. First method is standing wave tube method. A standing wave tube is used to measure the vertical incident sound absorption coefficient of the material or a structure with sound absorbability. In the figure shown, it is composed of a rigid round or a square tube with a smooth internal surface. A speaker is placed at one end of the tube and sample at the other. An exploring tube for sound pressure detection is connected to the microphone. The detector in the exploring tube can move in sync with the whole exploring tube to measure the sound pressure at different positions. The detector and the microphone connected to the frequency analyzer are both fixed to a movable small trolley that travels along the guide rail. The signal generator sends sound to the speaker, and generated sound waves transmit in the form of plane waves and partially get absorbed and reflected by the samples. There exists some phase difference for the incident and reflected waves, and the standing waves are formed after the overlapping. The detector in the movable microphone can detect the maximum sound pressure at the wave loop and minimum sound pressure at the second at the wave loop and minimum sound pressure at the second at the wave. So the second method is new sound intensity technique. With this new method, it is possible to make measurements in situ, and its basic requirements are very simple. This method is completely new and not at all similar to other proposed intensity methods. It uses only the concept of sound intensity and energy density and is more robust than other methods. Over to Siddhant.
Thanks, Shruti. So, as continuing the sequence, the next method is non-reduction coefficient. The NRC number is the average of measurements of sound absorption coefficients from 125 Hz to 4000 Hz. It is a single number used to determine the effectiveness of sound absorbing materials for noise control. Its rating is common of thicker, porous, sound absorbing materials such as 2-inch thicker fabric wrap fiberglass panel. Materials can achieve NRC values greater than 1.00. This is a shortcoming of the test procedure and a limitation of how acousticians define a square unit of absorption and not a characteristic of the material itself. So, as you can see in the graph, the sound absorption coefficient is constant from 125 to 500 Hz. From 500 Hz to 1000 Hz, there is an increase in the graph. After that, 1000 after that from 1000 Hz, the graph is decreasing till 4000 Hz. Moving to the next slide, the fourth method is transfer function method. This is the only one similar existing standard because the intensity method uses a broadband signal to excite the field. In the transfer function method, the measurement is possible only under normal incidence conditions where the theta is equal to 0 on non-diffusing surfaces inside a tube of proper diameter and length to ensure that both the incident and reflected waves are plane and in the same direction. Two microphones are placed with a proper spacing S along the wall of the tube. The gain and phase matching of the two microphones is obtained with a proper microphone switching technique, which is essential for the validity of our transfer function, a CMOS measuring apparatus. The fifth method, that is the current tube method. It works with a micro explorer fixed at the end of the rod, which through a sliding movement can measure the electrical quantities, maximum and minimum values of the voltage that can be used to reduce acoustic reflection coefficients or acoustic absorption coefficients and acoustic impedances according to well-defined frequency values in the range of 85 Hz of frequency to 1700 Hz of frequency. The existing devices on the market have one, two, or four microphones, all fixed, allow to measure the acoustic absorption coefficients and the acoustic impedances on the ranges of varied frequencies. So now I would like to end my presentation. Hope you all liked our presentation. Thanks to all for showing cooperation to us.
Okay, so last presentation of this 2-day seminar